Warning, the following promo contains Pokemon-based improv.
Baneri, finish it with a double kick! Bang, bang, bang!
Oh no! You've defeated me, Lord of Psychic Types, King Photon.
King Photon, I knew it was you! You appeared in a shimmer of light in my bedroom to challenge me to a Pokemon gym battle. Say it's alright, but hey, I've beaten you now, and your silly Abra. Give me a gym badge.
A gym badge? From King Photon? I can grant you anything. A wish? What's your wish? I'll tell you. A Pokemon roleplay podcast.
Well, that's not my wish.
It is now.
Okay.
Plug it in. Welcome to Critical Ditto, a tabletop role-playing podcast set in the world of Pokemon, focused on collaborative storytelling and improv.
Is it a game?
Yes, a role-playing game with dice and voices.
I kind of would prefer a gym badge, if I'm honest.
Well, I don't have any.
Well, get the hell out of my room!
Photon away!
You're still here!
Abra, help me, please! Abra!
You're still here! Abra's gone!
Oh, can I listen to the podcast?
Search for Critical Ditto wherever you get your podcasts if you want a bit more of whatever that was.
Welcome everybody to episode 105 of Stranger Damies here. We are just a bunch of first-time D&D players, well, most of us, and we just like to roll dice, have some fun, do a lot of RPing as we have for the last two episodes, but this is, downtime. If this was dealt on a stream, this would probably be just one episode to you guys, but here it gets stretched out over two. So for those of you that don't like the battles, hey, these episodes will be for you. But anyway, as we last left off, Pizza Tacos woke up hungover from a celebration the night before. You guys had found out that you have a week to spend in Stillbend, doing whatever you want, because you are only meant to be in Amman in 2 weeks, and it takes about a week travel by horse to get there. First time with nothing to do in a while. You guys hung out, ate some food. O'Craig was visited by Serenray and was told to go to her shrine in Whitestone and to pray at that shrine, and something would be revealed to him there. And he has handed over the bag of holding to Zakara as he left. Because as we know, and no one else outside of the players know, that the Drakenhorn that Annie was going to use to raise Tiamat is inside the bag of holding at this point. So it wouldn't have been smart to send your sorcerer off alone with the most important item in the game on his person. So he heads off, and then we went through a little bit of what Fred did during the downtime. He sparred with Astaroth. Got to learn some of the tactical thinkings of a dragon in a fight, and got the ability to get dragons have disadvantage against him in melee combat. So with being a rogue and all this dexterity, it's going to frustrate the hell out of any dragons you guys run into from here on out. And then we end it with the end of day 2, finding out that Tribeca and Pizza Tacos finally got to do what they wanted to do for a long time. Twice. Once in half-elf form, once in devil form.
Twice?
So as we pick back up, we rewind the clock and go to the end of that first breakfast, and we start with Tiresias. You head off for the day, and the what's the first thing you want to do? Do you want to go see anybody? You want to go do anything?
I want to talk to Astaroth first.
Okay. So you head out, and you just sort of hang around because you see Astaroth go off with Fred, and after about midday, close to like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, he comes back. You pull him aside, and he goes, "Yeah, how? What do you need, bud?" He's back in his half-elf form.
So I heard you met the other me. How did he manage to take control over you?
To be honest, I don't know what the spell was. Like I said, in my head, I could see everything going on and was sort of in there. But I had no control over what I did from the time I was teleported away from you guys until Tribeca healed me. I guess. I don't know what kind of... She was holding onto my leg when I got my faculties about me again.
Did he happen to reveal anything about me or the rest of my family?
The only thing he kept muttering on about is that he needed to find the body of that bitch that separated us. So I don't know who that is, but that was all he would keep screaming at Annie to get her lieutenants to find that person. So if you find that person, I'm sure they would have answers. But he seemed really dead set on needing to find her. So outside of that, his whole thing was kept checking in and screaming at Annie about how she wasn't really protecting Tribeca like he had ordered her to. But she said that she needed to use her as bait. So I don't know what that meant.
Alright, well that's much more information than I had before, so that's helpful.
Yeah, and he goes, do you need anything else, bud?
I would like to know, did you go to the Hells, or were you just up here the whole time?
I basically have been here since I left.
Okay.
Just basically circling this stronghold.
No other dragons showed up?
I have not seen another dragon. The outside of when I'm in the air, I see them flying around every so often, but none of them actually physically came towards me.
Okay.
Probably because of, and he sort of points to the robe that the tunic he has on. It's sort of like, because I'm
red.
This color.
Yes, I imagine they're a bit afraid of you at this point.
Yeah, and there's also the rumor, apparently, I've heard from a bunch of them talking that they think that I may be the son of Thordak, the Cinder King.
Yeah.
Who may have been the most evil red dragon that has ever been on this plane.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. He's kind of the reason I'm here. To keep an eye on you.
Oh, I appreciate that you have not murdered me yet. I do know that was all that I heard the other knights as you talked about, was asking when do we get to kill the dragon.
Yeah, that's not the way I like to do things, but that's the reason I'm here. I'm to make sure that things like you getting, taken over by Scissorit don't happen again.
Yeah, so he goes, I appreciate that. He goes, oh, one thing. And he sort of runs off and runs back into the stronghold, and runs upstairs, and he comes out, and he's sort of staggering as he comes out, and he sort of hands you over a sword. And he goes,
Sword?
I found this. I think you would like it.
Yes, I would.
So you take the sword. Again, you would need to get identified or anything, but it is a giant great sword, as it's called, with a really thick blade that's sort of flat and going up like this, with the little
corner on the top. Yep. Okay.
And it has a metal handle there, and he goes.
So excited.
And he goes.
There he is.
There's the.
It's pretty close.
There's the. He's like, there's advantages to having the urges to hoard like a red dragon. I found there's not a whole lot of treasure here anymore. This was just in one of the tunnels below that were collapsed.
All right.
I don't know who or smuggled it. I'm assuming that it was smuggled because it wasn't by a body. So,
all right, I will have to check this out. I'll have it identified and see if I can use it. I would really like to. Thank you very much for this.
And he goes, all right. He's like, I'm gonna go find Mom. I'll be back.
Okay.
I'll see you some other day this week.
Okay.
And he goes running off.
At some point, Fred sees Tiresias in passing and says, "Wow, that's a cool sword. You look like a first-class soldier now."
I thought it looked familiar.
And so as that day goes along, you were just marveling at your sword.
I take it and I pick it up and I twirl it above my head and then I slam it on my back.
Yeah.
And some weird music played when I did it. I don't know why.
It's a musical blade.
It was like it came out of nowhere.
And that night, you before Pizza Tacos goes in for coitus. You find
it came out of nowhere.
All right.
You find him, and
before he goes in, like, all right, well, hold on a minute.
We're doing this. Guess we're doing this.
Well,
now.
I'm
really bad time, Tiresias.
I'm trying
centimeters before coitus.
Okay, I just realized what I did there. I meant before you went in the room, not before you went in.
Oh, this is awkward. All right.
Hey, look at my sword, and his sword is out too.
Don't ever cross streams.
Oh boy!
Did not see the hat on the doorknob.
Sorry.
I think I made the scene a lot better than it was going to be. By accident.
Just answer the door. Just
something in
full
my
mass. What?
Something told me to open the door. I don't know what happened.
So basically, you identify his sword. Just because it's easier to cast that spell and get the immediate answer and then go back to doing what you were doing. So it's a +1 greatsword.
Okay.
And you know if you go to an enchanter, you can get 2 things added to it.
Oh, good. Is that what those 2 little holes are for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They each can hold a spell each, but it needs to be enchanted first.
Okay. And is there any enchanters in this area?
Not in Stillben.
Okay.
You would assume, with being the capital city, Amman probably has some enchanters. It being a big city, your assumption is, okay, I can take care of this when I get there.
Okay.
But for right now, it's just a +1 greatsword. So you can look that up, greatsword +1, and add it to your equipment. I believe it gives you an extra d6.
Oh, I like that.
I think it's 2d6, and it's +1 more to hit and +1 more damage. I believe that's what +1 means. And so you get there, and the next day you're sort of milling around. Do you want to meet with anyone else or do anything?
I'd like to try to find, I don't know how I would do this, but to try to find the being that is my mother, if possible.
So, you go off and you find.
Make sure you knock first.
God.
And you.
Listen, it wasn't my fault.
Yeah. So.
Blame it on the narrator.
Yeah, I did not realize what I said. So, you go off and you find. You start asking everyone, and Krenor goes. He's like, well, you can just. You can probably, if she's in Green Lantern form, just call out her name. Or I guess you could say Mom, in your case, and she will come to you. That's usually how the lanterns work, in that sense.
Okay.
So you settle down in, one of the abandoned houses and call out to your mother. And she comes and appears in her green spectral form with her green lantern.
Oh, God.
that is living on forever in audio form. And she appears. She goes, "Yes, my son."
What happened to you that you are like this now?
And she sighs and goes, "Well, I had originally done this to keep from being detected, because, being the person that casts the spell on you and that other person that looks like you, we won't call him your brother."
Please don't.
There was probably, at the time, I thought there would be reason for me to fear for my life. Because when you put an all evil being into the world, unknowingly, there may be some chaos. So I ran off, and I apologize for not being there when you awoke in your new good form. But I was able to get in contact with the people that eventually did give you sanctuary. But I cast the spell that separated my spirit from my body, and basically left my body in the upstairs of an inn in Stillbend here, around the time that you first left the cult. I thought it would be easier to stay here since this stronghold was where the Cult of the Dragon used to gather back when we were in it, and this is where you grew up, in there. So I thought it would be easy to have the body here because they wouldn't think to look here. Unfortunately, about a month ago, that idiot pasta entrepreneur decided he needed to expand his business and found me inside the top floor of the inn nearby. I think he was using me as leverage because my body was just kept in a prison inside his area. So here's my only thought. I don't know what would happen if you killed, like for real, killed the evil version or vice versa. I don't know what would happen if you would kill me. I don't know if it would...
Why would I want to do that?
Revert... Not you, in general. You in a general, like...
Okay.
If I died...
Okay.
But at the hands of either you or the evil version, I don't know what would happen either. So, I have decided to just completely eliminate my corporeal form at this point. So I am now full-time Green Lantern, fighting souls that try to run away and all that bullshit. But
really likes her job.
Yeah,
it's your fault.
My fault.
I mean,
you made up the Green Lanterns.
I mean, yeah. Essentially, I would think at some point you may need to take care of, your evil counterpart. But I can't tell you what would happen at that point.
Okay, well.
So then after this conversation, you find pizza time. No. So you have anything else you want to ask your mother?
Let's see.
Where do babies come from?
I saw pizza tacos. They were making a baby, and I saw the baby, and the baby looked at me.
The baby looked at you?
I don't know where you're going with that.
Anyway, while we're speaking about people that are related to me, are there any other relatives I should be worried about?
The only person I've not been able to confirm dead, either by your hand, apparently you killed Meaxum.
I did.
And,
brag.
and your friend sent along a Green Lantern to make sure that stayed dead. I have not been able to locate your father since that day. So, he may have died in the fire that you created when you ran out of here the first time, or was killed by the Axum, beforehand. I don't know. I've not been able to locate him. He may not even be on this plane. So,
well, at least I know that I should not... If I run into someone who looks like him, I should probably be aware.
Yeah, just keep an eye out. If you need me after you kill him, just call for me.
Okay.
I can do my job. And she goes, one thing, when you get the chance, can you find your turtle friend and send him in here? I have to, someone wants to speak to him.
Sure. I'll go find Bort.
So you go off and you find him sharpening his weapon, just sitting on the side.
His sword. He's sharpening
an
his sword.
An actual sword, yes. It is not.
I'm busy here.
He just spends his whole week barging in on people.
Jeez.
Can a turtle masturbate?
Oh.
I don't know. That's a good question. Can a turtle masturbate? So anyway,
so the days of our lives. Okay.
Oh my God, how big
Bort,
is
my mother, the Green Lantern, was looking for you.
Hey, Big Blue. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine. How are you?
I like that name, by the way. Big Blue.
Is that my name from now on?
It sure is.
Okay.
Now, who calling for me?
The Green Lanterns.
Alrighty, point me in the direction.
Just head that direction and look for the green glowing person.
I walk that way.
So you head over to the location where Tiresias pointed, and you see a green flame inside of a building. You walk in, because that's what Tiresias, Big Blue, told you to do. So you walk in, and you see a dragonborn older female that sort of has the same features as Tiresias standing there. And she goes, "Hello, Bort."
Hello, Mrs. Big Blue.
This Big Green.
Since you don't know about this, I am the only one that can help her. So, and she points over, and you see coming out next to her in green form, your sister, Thorb.
Whoa, hey, sis. Why are you all green?
Oh, good. I see you made it. I was worried that my plan didn't give you enough time to escape.
You didn't escape.
She looks down, she's like, "What do you think?"
It don't look like it. What happened? What happened?
You were running your mouth like you always do, you fucking gaboon.
Oh, hey.
And I'm saying, Bort, why don't you shut up? These guys look tough. You might not be able to fight them. And you're like, I got it. And then all of a sudden
It's offensive on so many levels.
To the one Italian person here.
And then they pull out 2 swords each. And then you just sit there and stare at them. And they go and swing. I jump in the way, and then that's the last thing I remember. So apparently they didn't kill you. They just killed me.
I don't remember
You happy?
a lot. I don't remember. I'm not happy. Not happy. I'm sorry that I got you killed.
How's Mom doing?
I haven't seen Mom in a long time, unfortunately, but I was kind of kicked out of the swamp. I haven't
Of course
been
you
back.
fucking were.
I haven't been back since.
Well, I've been watching what you've been doing.
Have I been doing good?
I hoped it was you. I seen a giant turtle just fucking shit up. And I was
Just
like
you taught me, sis.
I was like, it's gotta be my brother.
That passes right
You still tip your punches a little bit when you swing, you sort of dodge, and I can tell what's coming. You gotta stop doing that. You gotta learn.
Well, the bad guys don't know what's coming. That's all I need to worry about, right?
Only one time they gotta know, and you'll be standing next to me.
I miss you, sis. I'm sorry that
I miss you too.
this happened.
And he goes, it's like the only thing I can think of right now is that you need to just keep doing what you're doing. You know, do good. You know, you seem to be able to help people out in situations. I know there's much evil going on in multiple places. You know, you can always shoot big and start an Amman and head over there.
Well, if that's what you think is best, then I'll go.
Yeah, for some reason, something's telling me that something really evil is heading this continent's way.
Will I ever see you again?
You can always see me. You just gotta say my name.
That's good. That's comforting.
Like Beetlejuice.
How many times do I have to say it?
Just once, you idiot. I'm not that candy man.
Well, good. I'm glad I'll call on you. I miss you.
Yeah, if you kill anything evil, just call on me.
You got it.
There's a quota program in the Green Lanterns. I need to keep it up.
You got it. I'm not going to let Big Blue steal your thunder.
And she sort of laughs. And she goes, well, I gotta go. And she sort of snaps her fingers and dissipates.
Nobody said gabagool.
I was gonna say we could go back home for some gabagool. I was hoping I was either gonna say capiche or he was gonna say capiche.
Capiche.
You gotta go to Amman, capiche. And
God.
Yeah.
And then I walk out the door.
You lumber away.
I lumber away. Yeah.
Waddle.
Bort lumbers away.
And I go over to Tiresias, and I say, I think they're in good hands.
Good, I hope so.
We'll see him again.
I do, and I hope I don't at the same time.
I give him a big hug. Big turtle hug.
Oh, okay. Squeeze it a little tight.
And I walk away.
Thanks, buddy.
And so, another night passes. You do not interrupt pizza tacos this night.
Just put a sock on the door or something.
You got the hint the first time you saw the hat on the door this time and did not enter to explain to him what happened.
Good.
So, you lay down for the night. You wake up a couple days later. You've just been basically training and praying as a paladin. Just sort of trying to figure things out. Is there anyone else you'd like to speak to?
Let's see. Who's left? Is Cranor still in town?
Yeah, Cranor's still around. You call on Cranor, and he comes down, and he's like, you've done good with your training.
I hope so. I hope to make Bahamut proud with what we've been accomplishing here.
Yeah, you did the one major thing that is on his checklist, which is thwart any plan that Tiamat has.
Yeah, that one was tough. But I'm glad it was me that took the final swing and no one else.
Yeah, she goes, it's really rare that, us Platinum Knights actually get to stop it. We usually have to stop her herself. We never get to the horn beforehand.
Yeah, that was lucky. So have you physically held the horn before?
No, I have actually never seen the horn before. Okay. I only know of it from legend. Just to remind you, being one of the 4 dragons that is controlled by the Zhorkin. As I explained before, it was me. Sorry, it's his DM Mark trying to remember.
Mark's trying to figure out which of his personalities said it.
Yeah, so no, it was me when you called on the flute the first time. that there are 3 others that guard the other continents of Exandria here. So I don't know if I think in your next line of training as a Platinum Knight, now that you have the flute, you may want to go and visit them after, obviously, we talk to the council.
Okay.
You do have the, there's one in Ankarel, there's one in Wildmount, and then the one off in the Vesper Timberlands by the Vasselheim. So, to be honest, you've surpassed the point where I need to be giving you orders anymore. You've done well with the one I gave you and keeping an eye on the Red Dragon.
Well,
which...
until that idiot Titivius showed up.
Yeah, well, nobody could have seen that coming. Devils are tricky. And you never see their full plan at any point. And you got to be careful how you say things or make deals with them, as you very well know. It was in your paladin training.
Yes.
So he's like, it's just, I guess for now, both of us, we have not seen the Red Dragon. He flew away from here.
That's right, he's missing now,
And
isn't he?
he's missing, and we do not know where he is.
Okay.
Unless if you see me with a sword at my throat by Lady Kima, this is the truth.
Okay. I'll make sure I keep it a little secret.
At that point, I think we need to be honest.
Okay.
But if it gets to that point, there's probably different issues.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah, mainly we kept Lady Kima from killing a dragon.
Yeah,
she's really obsessed with doing that. So
I've noticed.
Yeah.
Speaking of wanting to kill dragons, have you noticed that the half-orc doesn't want to kill the dragon anymore?
That was kind of our contingency plan, that he would just do it anyway, without any regard for what is being told to him. It was the one back of like, hey, if we fail, maybe he'll just decide to do it. And yeah.
He seems different lately.
Yeah.
Since that whole dying thing, I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, I do sense an aura about him that was not there before. I don't know if that just comes from, from death, and all that, but I think you guys have done good here. And obviously you're still on your mission as long as the Red Dragon is alive.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, and you know what the you'll have to do if it comes to it. But I think this is one time where we don't need to worry about it.
I think the any of our worries have passed for the time being.
Yeah. He goes, well, I'm going to head back to Vasselheim, meet with the Platinum Sanctuary, and then meet you guys in Amman.
Okay.
Yeah, I will. Just for this sort of moment, we brought the airship.
Oh, fancy travel.
It has dragon ballistas on there, so just in case, we were prepared.
It's very smart.
He's like, so that'll get me to Vasselheim in about 6 days, and then I can probably teleport from there to Amman. So,
all right. Well, we will see you there.
Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, and just remember, if you ever need us, just give a call, pray to Bahamut, and we will come.
Okay. I'll remember that.
He runs off behind a building and then takes off in dragon form out of there. You get to roll an intelligence check for me.
That's not good. My rolls are not very good today.
It's a good thing it's not many rolls today.
Yeah, it's a good thing I haven't had to really do anything. 6.
6. You're sitting there wondering as he flies away why he even talked about the airship if he can just fly. And then you dismiss it and walk away for the evening. Go into the now almost completely set up bar area to have a pint and some food for the evening. And you just spend the rest of your time there praying, training, getting used to the sword with the new weight on it that the mace did not have. And we move on. We again rewind back and we head to see what Zakara is up to. So you finish the breakfast the first day and you head on out. You see Astrak go off with Fred. So what do you do?
So I guess since Astrak's not around right now, the first thing she would do is look for a blacksmith or some kind of crafter. I know the town is kind of in shambles, but somebody who could possibly help her make some kind of armor for him as a dragon. Because her top priority now is going to be to keep him safe.
Okay.
So
you go off and you just roll a investigation check to see how long it takes you.
20.
Takes you about an hour before you stumble across somebody that points and goes, well, that's Jerry, the old blacksmith over there. Maybe he can help you.
Old Jerry.
Old Jerry the blacksmith.
So you walk up to Jerry.
Okay.
And he goes, so I can basically just do, non-magical armor. But yeah, with all this destroyed stuff around here, I have plenty of materials, so what do you need?
Great. So I was thinking of possibly a really big helmet to start off with. Like
how big are we talking?
Dragon size.
You see
have you ever seen an elephant?
An what?
There's no elephants in this.
They don't exist. Okay, so if one were to want a dragon helmet,
can you describe the elephant for me?
It's like would I know what it is? Out of game,
I'm going to tell you there is a species that are elephant men.
Oh.
So.
Okay. I am not an animal.
Yeah. So
no one's going to get the elephant man joke.
Yeah. I got it.
So I'm explaining what an elephant is?
Yeah, in character.
The elephant, I'll tell you later.
So, am I explaining what an elephant man is?
No, an elephant. Okay. Like.
So it's like a really big animal.
Okay.
They have no hair.
Okay.
Really big ears. They're like, I don't know, 10 feet tall maybe.
And you see him like look like he goes, do they walk on 2 legs and have a long
nose?
First part's wrong, second part is correct.
Oh wow.
They have 4 legs.
I mean,
let's see what you're trying to tell that to Mark.
One of my old customers here was about 8 foot tall, had a big head with these floppy ears and nose. I believe they're called Lidoxin.
Oh.
Big long trunk, big feet and
big round feet.
Yeah, big round feet and then actual hands.
So, okay. Forget I said any of that, but that's interesting to know.
Okay.
Lidoxin?
Yeah, Lidoxin.
Lidoxin, okay, whatever. So,
just go with the dragon.
What if I wanted to make a helmet for a dragon? And I could get you its measurements.
Platinum dragon,
okay.
Platinum knight.
Would you be able to do that for me?
Yeah, just we're not an evil dragon, right? I'm not.
No, of course not.
Oh, okay.
Haven't you seen the Platinum Knights around?
Roll a persuasion check.
Not deception.
Persuasion.
Yeah.
10.
Okay. He's not the brightest bulb.
Okay.
10 was the DC. So he goes, okay, just get me the measurements and I'll leave it out front. just in case.
Okay. One more question.
Yes.
Old Jerry. Could you also make some kind of saddle that could fit on a dragon? Just curious.
I can make you a really large saddle. I don't know.
If I got you measurements of this hypothetical dragon?
Yeah. I'm assuming all of this. Now, do you want it all metal or?
The helmet, yes. The saddle can be like leather or,
Okay.
Does he know how to work with leather? He's a blacksmith.
Yeah. Well, I've seen saddles before. I can kind of reverse engineer it. It might take me a little longer. But
could you put like metal spikes on the saddle? Can you make it look really cool?
Yeah. See what I can do. Okay. It's like it'll take me give me 4 days.
Okay.
To get this.
Great.
Just give me the measurements today, and then take me about 4 days.
Okay.
Yeah. Once I get it, that I'm assuming size-wise, it's not going to be an easy job. So.
Probably not.
And since you were one of the ones that helped, it can be as much as you would like to donate for it.
Okay. Do I have to give you the money now?
No.
Okay.
No, I trust you.
Thanks, old Jerry.
I did just see you save my town, so.
Appreciate it.
Nobody's paid for ale, right?
Why? Are we not supposed to be?
Everybody is supposed to be running the same program. So, if anybody told you to pay, it's only, we
told
you. Pay what you want, essentially at this point.
Got it. Thank you.
All right. So you, so that day you sort of just mill around town, sort of do it crafting things and. Sort of sprucing up the town a little bit as people are rebuilding.
Regrowing some of the plants.
Yeah, regrowing some of the plants, helping, people put their houses back together. The people that are left. Mostly it's in, the, Ollie Bay and Jerkson, or mainly where the people were.
Mm-hmm.
You notice people are starting to mill into Valle de la Muerte. Sort of little antsy about reclaiming that area, but it seems to be the real estate that wasn't damaged much. So, head off there on the first day. Next day, what do you want to do? Talk?
Yeah, Astaroth's probably with me.
Yeah, at this point, yes.
Okay, so I would want to go up to him. So there's something I've been meaning to talk to you about.
Yes.
First off, how are you doing with everything that happened? I know it was a lot to take in.
I'm still I'm doing good. So roll an insight check.
22.
He's not doing very well. He is more scared that he will turn back into what he was. And that's why he's sort of avoiding everyone else besides you. Mm-hmm. And you just see on his face that it's been only 2 days since he was under the spell, so he's still processing that.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it's not as easy on you as you just made it sound, but I want you to know that no matter what we come across, it's going to be together. And my job is going to be to make people see you for who you actually are and not who they think you are. Because I know that you're good.
Yes. I am good, Mom.
Yes. And none of this was your fault.
Oh.
It was more my fault. I should have expected something like that was going to happen.
Because, well, as long as... Do they hate me?
Our friends?
Yeah.
No. Nobody hates you.
Okay. And you see he's a little bit relieved on his face, but he's still unsure.
Everyone knows it wasn't your doing.
Because... Alright, well, I guess, and he sees in his half-elf form, he's like, I guess I'm going to stay like this.
About that was the other thing I wanted to talk to you about. I think you should probably change your form, because I can't keep waking up to pizza tacos next to me. Let's be honest. It's real weird.
And he goes, oh, well, he's the coolest person we know.
Oh, no. That's concerning. So,
I mean, he could be a dragonborn.
yeah. So, did you? I know you didn't really get to meet him much, but the Aasimar, Dario. Maybe you can take on his appearance, or maybe we could just work on figuring out a new form for you.
Okay. And he sits there thinking about it, and all of a sudden you hear skittering and sliding on roofs next to you and fall down, and all of a sudden a halfling slides up and says, "Did I hear makeover?" And you see S standing there.
Yes,
Ready?
you did.
All right, let's go. And there's a montage of you sort of going around town and picking out new clothes for Astaroth to wear.
Girls just want to have fun.
And sort of,
in the background.
just sort of, and he comes out in one outfit. You guys shake your head.
No.
He goes back in.
Montage.
Yeah, right. And then you
look
give
back
the
out.
double thumbs up.
And then he pops out with basically the less gaudy version of what Dario was wearing, like white robe, with blue trim on it, sort of close to the colors of Bahamut. He finally got the Aasimar face kind of right. He's got the freckles and things like that. That's sort of the race is known for. The only thing missing, which you would know from looking at Dario, is there no semblance of any kind of like glowing light above his head that Dario would have had being an Aasimar, a good Aasimar. And he goes, "How's this?"
Much better.
And you just S goes, good. As she's chewing on some whatever food they put in front of you during the montage.
I was gonna say, what the heck is she eating?
The food they served you while he was trying on all his clothes.
Meats and cheeses with
And
some mimosas.
Yeah. It was a great girls' day. I didn't expect this.
To be honest, I think exactly what I was thinking. What Anthony just described.
What movie was that?
Our charcuterie board.
Like every movie.
Mighty
from the
Ducks.
80s?
Mighty Ducks
It's
2.
every 80s movie.
Mighty Ducks 3.
I was thinking more like Mannequin.
Yeah.
Or Mannequin. It's the same thing.
Yeah, so he now has his new form. So for the purposes of D&D Beyond, I will change his race. So he gets the Aasimar advantages. To that. Just a little homebrew thing I'm doing for his thing. And the other thing to mention to you, now that you got this set up, is that he'll basically be like a ranger's animal that's with him. Mm-hmm. So it'll be the same things. I'm thinking you can use your action, either of him attack or you attack. He has his own movement. Mm-hmm. And he can do his bonus actions if he wants. I'm just trying to nerf him a little bit because you do have a young red dragon around you, which is pretty powerful. But you guys can do separate bonus actions because I know he has some bonus actions that he can do. But actions, you'll have to decide who does what.
Okay.
And the breath weapon can only be used once.
That's kind of like
for
in the
him.
beginning. When we were first playing.
It's sort of.
He told you.
Yeah. So we'll essentially do that with him. All right. So he's got his new look. You explain to the group.
Give them a heads up.
Give him a heads up. And you go asleep that day, and for the first time in a long time waking up, you're not. I don't know. How would you describe it when you would wake up every morning and see Peter tacos?
And panic.
What did I do?
Instant regret. So the last thing that she would want to do during this week is find her mom, assuming that she's still in the area. And she wants to formally introduce her to Astaroth because she didn't really ever get to meet him when they were kicked out of the town.
Okay. What was that last part again? I'm sorry, I was checking my notes.
Oh, introduce her Astaroth to her mom.
Okay.
All this third person talk. It's like we're not role playing or something.
So your mom was there. Her and the Singorian soldiers came over. So you walk in, just you, and your mom goes, Zakara. Do you guys need anything?
I think we're okay. Are you okay?
Yeah. So we lost some more than we were hoping for, but they know what they signed up for. To serve in the army. So, yeah, and then you see over behind her making some tea on the stove is Zentorius, who is her spy inside your town. And she goes, is this good? Does she need to leave, or?
I think she could stay.
20 points.
Have you heard anything about home from Zentorius?
So Zentorius turns around and goes, yeah, the last I heard was basically everything was back to normal, as though you were never there. There's never been a word spoken of any of you, your group there, and it was like, all of a sudden Keetris is like this heralded person because apparently she did all that stuff on her own and there was nobody around and all that. So,
How rude.
Yeah, she seems uncomfortable with it, but I think she doesn't know why. Thankfully, I know what's sort of going on there and sort of kept my, out of range of anything going on. So, yeah, nothing terrible is going on. I mean, something terrible is going on, but nothing
Immediate danger.
nothing that'll immediately danger anybody outside of that town.
Okay. I do want to go home at some point and try to figure out what's going on. But there's something else I wanted to bring up to you, and
Okay.
I don't want you to panic.
Oh boy.
Yeah, sorry, that might not have been the best way to start, because usually that causes panic.
You haven't been with your champion, have you?
No! What do you mean?
Oh, good, thank God. Whew.
Mom! Oh. So anyway.
I know it can happen. It's been in the history books that it's happened.
No. Hard pass.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Thank God.
Yeah. So, I want you to meet Astaroth.
Okay.
Because it never really happened. Things got off on a really bad start.
And he,
Yeah.
he walks in the room as
motion.
the Asmar.
Yeah.
And goes, I thought Astaroth was a dragon.
He is. This is his kind of undercover form, because we don't really want him flying around and being seen.
Okay, 7 foot undercover. I guess that would be undercover to
It's
a dragon.
like hiding in plain sight.
Yeah, sort of, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And this form is kind of a bit more friendly,
Okay.
than a dragon would be. But I wanted you two to meet and you to know that he's not the monster that everyone says that he is. Especially people back home.
Yeah, and then he runs over and goes, Grandma! And sort of hugs your mother.
And she like...
Yeah, she sort of doesn't know how to react to it, because even with the form, it feels huge, the hug.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, I think you should be fine if what you're saying is true. And just keep him away from, the followers of, Bahamut. Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know how much they're going to be circling around anymore now that you, have thwarted the resurrection of his sister, at this point. But, yeah, just keep him on the down low, as those kids say nowadays.
Yeah, those kids. I'm going to try. If you have any influence at all, being who you are, can you just try to give him a good name for me too?
Yeah.
I know that might be hard to ask, but
well, I can at least give the people in Amana heads up, and especially, I know you guys are going there next, especially with their history with red dragons in that town. Make sure you don't transform into a red dragon there. Yeah, that. You'll kind of see immediately when you get to the town why. But I will also talk to the council in Singorn to maybe he can walk around a little more free.
okay.
But I think we're good. He's like, As long as you stay away from your champion.
Trust me, you do not have to worry about that.
Yeah. Good. Good, because explaining why my daughter is with a wood elf
I know.
would be
Devastating
real tough
to your...
in Singlorn.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you have anybody else you want me to meet? Do you?
No, that's it for now.
Okay.
Don't want to overwhelm you.
There's more?
No.
Okay.
Just one dragon for now.
Yeah, got it.
For now.
Got
Can't make any promises. I won't find more.
Well, I know you got to go to Amman. You'll
Yep.
be there in about a week and a half. So, yeah. I'm not going to be there, unfortunately. I have duties in Singlorn. And she goes, no, we should have. Best of luck.
Sorry.
It's alright. Just punch me in the face.
Thank you again for all your help. I don't think we could have been as effective as we were without you coming to our aid.
Well, I'm glad you came and saw me.
Yeah,
and trusted me
too.
enough with this.
Of course. Thank you.
She
And then
nods.
she leaves.
Yeah. And you head off for the rest of your night there. If you want, over the next 3 days, I'll have you do 3 rolls for me. Give me 3, I'll tell you if they're good, animal handling checks. As you learn to try to ride Astaroth.
I'm going to die. Okay. So...
Tell me one at a time.
18.
Okay. Put that dice aside.
18 again.
Okay.
11.
Okay. So, for the 2 that you rolled successfully, give me 2 dexterity checks.
Oh boy. 19 and 5.
Okay. So, you needed to
did I
do
break?
2 out of 3 successful animal handling checks, which you did.
Okay.
So you have theoretically convinced him to let you ride him. The thing is you will have to do those checks each time before you get on him. But the DC has now been lowered
Okay.
because you successfully did this. On the dex check, you were unable to pass both of them. So you don't lower the DC anymore. But you do learn after falling off the dragon the first time that you should probably find a way to secure yourself with like a foot thing, sort of like on
A stirrup.
yeah, not a stirrup, the sort of like you would do for like a ski or a snowboard or something, so that you, if you do fall off, you sort of just hang there instead of
Flapping in the wind.
instead of falling off a dragon 300 feet in the air.
Foot clip like a bike.
I should also learn feather fall, probably.
Yeah, so you learn all that, and you get your saddle, get the armor. He has this helmet on, and you spend the next 2 days before you guys leave, sort of flying around, scaring the crap out of a lot of people in the area because they spent the last 5 years under tight rule, and for the last couple of weeks or a month, they've had this red dragon circling, and he's circling again.
Well, I kind of would want her to, like, it's okay, look, he's okay.
So you can do that, and you now can fly on him. You'll have his fly speed. In dragon form, you would look up young red dragon,
Okay.
and that would be your thing.
Okay.
So as you do that, we go back and pizza tacos for the 3rd night in a row. Gets it, and that's where we'll end this episode.